News maps show that almost the entire western United States is currently experiencing drought, and that 95% of California is currently suffering severe or extreme drought, despite the fact that it isn't even summer. Meanwhile, an extreme heat wave in India has been going on for about 2 months now, with temperatures topping 100 degrees in several gigantic metropolitan areas and approaching 120 in some regions. Most of India's 1.4 billion people do not have air conditioning or even access to fans and the electricity to run them. In many slums, Indians don't even have windows. Health authorities have reported hundreds of deaths so far, although the actual number is far higher.
Yeah, this one is traumatizing for me. Thanks. So I lived in Reading, and a fire burned down a town in our state, not too far from us, killing.
You mean Paradise?
Right. And then Reading caught on fire. My place almost, it's right across the river from us. It hops the river. We're all agreed. So we move up here. Once we get up here, the town next to us burns down. Two of them.
Right.
And I find it just very traumatizing. I mean, part of it's inspiring. It's got me behind actually inventorying my collection of Transformers. That's great. But aside from that, not a lot of positivity coming out of this situation. And it's just another example of how we just don't listen to one another. It's like people can say global warming, this, that, and the other thing, however they want, but this crap's on fire, and it is serious. Whole towns of people have burned down with massive amounts of people dying. And people are saying, no, that's just fake, or it's California needs to manage the forest. I think California sucks on a lot of levels. Forest management might be one of them, but unfortunately, 85% of the forest land and almost all of the forest land that is caught on fire is government maintained forest land. So it's like, here we are, everybody's blaming California, but there's that. And then, controlled burns. But then people come through, and why controlled burns don't happen? Because percentage-wise, there's a chance it's going to burn your town down, and nobody wants them. And so all the people say, we don't want them in our town, and they keep pushing them off year after year. And so those controlled burns never happen. And then the out-of-control burns come, at which point it burns down 2 towns to the north of me. People are just willfully ignorant.
Right.
And willful ignorance is a big part of my life here lately, where I'm trying to become aware of the things that I purposefully put out of my mind. Because frankly, I think those are the things that cause me stress and unhappiness in the long run. And I would say that it works in this situation here too. It is causing people stress and unhappiness in the long run. This willful ignorance of what is going on. I don't pretend to know the science. I'm not telling people what the science is, but I can tell you the result. And it's a bunch of towns burning down.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. That is why I brought it up. It's also kind of interesting to note that I think there's a really big east-west divide on this in the United States, because
90s rap.
And almost as dire.
Yeah, West Coast.
Yeah, but the East has, the South and stuff has had some issues with flooding. Definitely had huge issues with hurricanes, but ultimately it's been nothing it's very sporadic. It's nothing like the sort of constant pressure and danger of wildfires that we faced here in the Western United States. So I think obviously the Western United States was already more willing to accept the climate change and so on and so forth, because you're talking about people who are more liberal. But also I think if you live here, you really get constant reminders that the world's way hotter than it used to be, and that it's dangerous,
And plus, I would never look at somebody in the South who's in a state that I think is ridiculous, that's currently trying to ban people's rights. I don't look at them when it rains and floods and kills a bunch of them and say, build a bunch of dams and get a boat, you pussy. It's like, it's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. That
right.
People,
yeah.
I mean, good Lord. It's like politics has just inundated this country on just, it's like on a nano level. There's just every single topic is just all, but what were they wearing? But what did they say? But how did they do this? And it's like, can't you hear that something bad happened to somebody and wipe a tear from your eye and think that's terrible? I hope things go better for them, and then go on with your damn day. All right, sorry. Where were we?
Well, I think a lot of people really have the viewpoint of like, if something bad happens to you, you can control that. I think for some people that is dogma that they hold on to in their lives because they want
blaming
that,
the victim is the American way.
Well, I don't know about the American way, but I think, there's a big segment of America and, every country. I think there's just a big segment of people who are just who psychologically, blame the victim as a matter of just like, that's the way they see the world, because they really don't want to contend with, randomness and just like, I think some people are just really unable to deal with the idea that like, you don't always get what you deserve. Right.
Right. You don't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you deserve, you piece of crap.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Once a normal, voluptuously beautiful woman, she drove into a nightmare of horror and saw descending from the sky a titanic monster whose fearsome touch became a frightful curse.